Hi, I'm Randy. I'm a native of New Mexico and I'm very passionate about our food cultures here. And today I'm going to make some red chili enchiladas from New Mexico red chili powder. I hope you enjoy that. Now, if you can't find red chili powder at your grocery store, just type it into any search engine, New Mexico red chili powder, and you should be able to find a place where you can order it online. I'm going to make these enchiladas in the way that I learned from my mother, who grew up in the Mesilla Valley, long considered the chili capital, center of the chili universe. All right, let's get started. When you're using red chili powder, which is essentially the dried red chilies that have been ground up without the stems and without the seeds, I like to go 6 to 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I actually meant 6 to 2. So if I put in like 6 parts red chili, I may put in 2 parts of just plain flour. That's really all that you need. There are a lot of people who make a gravy out of it with grease, but I don't necessarily like to do that. And so then I'm going to put in about 2 teaspoons of kosher salt. I like to cook with kosher salt simply because it doesn't have a funky flavor and I can feel how much I'm putting in. Put in about teaspoon, maybe half a teaspoon of garlic powder. I like to use garlic powder instead of the fresh garlic because fresh garlic can sometimes be a little bitter, and sometimes the chili, depending on how long it's been on the shelves, can be a little bitter, so I don't want to add to that. Okay, I just mixed the red chili powder with the flour and a little bit of garlic powder and the salt. Now I'm going to slowly start adding water. And I'm keeping this going with the wire whisk at all times, and you're doing this slowly till you form a very, very thick paste, and then you add a little more water. So there's really no certain way of what the water ratio is, but definitely a requirement is the wire whisk, because that'll definitely get the lumps out a lot faster. Oh boy, it's looking good. So it's starting to develop into a thick paste, and I'm still kind of working out lumps here. Have the fire on about medium-low heat because it'll start to thicken up pretty quickly. This is still a little thick, so I'm going to add a little more water. The word enchilada simply means in chili. They make it differently in a lot of places. Here in southern New Mexico, we like to make them pancake style, where we kind of stack them, and between those stacks we'll put onions and cheese, and then we like to top them with a fried egg on top, which is a very, very traditional way here to eat them. Some people use sour cream, but I don't generally like sour cream. My mom used to top them with shredded lettuce, chopped up lettuce, and tomatoes, and I thought that was always kind of refreshing. I like to put a side salad on. Okay, we're still going here. Starting to thicken up a little bit. And if it's taking a little time, just go ahead and crank up the heat a little bit to about medium heat. And you're always stirring with this wire whisk, because if it gets too thick too fast, then it kind of turns gummy, kind of pasty, and we don't want that. We want a nice thin sauce, not too thin but not too thick, just right in the middle. Maybe like the consistency of tomato soup, a little bit thicker. Normally what I'll do is I will get it up to heat, and I'll let it set maybe for about 2 or 3 hours just to let the chili rehydrate, to let the flavors come out. It's very important to use enough salt, not over salt it, but to use enough salt, because the salt helps to rehydrate the chili as well as bring out chili flavor. It's just essential, and there's nothing worse than enchilada sauce that's not very well seasoned. And seasoning actually just really comes down to salt. If your chili is a little bit better, perfectly fine to put a little bit of sugar, maybe a little bit of honey, but not too strongly flavored honey, because it'll detract away from the chili sweetness. Okay, we have that there. It's kind of you can see smoke coming off of it. I'll show you what the consistency is like. A little thin still, so I'm going to keep working with it. Oh, it's good. Oh. A little bit spicy too, a little bit picoso, which, hey, works for me, man. Alright, now we use fresh corn tortillas, and it's really important to, when you buy corn tortillas, buy them in the smallest package that you think you're going to use, because you want them fresh. And what we do with stale corn tortillas is we cut them into fourths, like a pizza, and we just fry them in hot oil, and that's how we make chips here. Then that way you can control the salt, and boy, there's just no more tasty way to do it. All right, that chili sauce is ready to go, you guys. It looks phenomenal. I've got some corn tortillas somewhere here. Here we go. Okay. Now, when you fry your corn tortillas, I have some hot oil sitting back here in a little pan, and it's on about a medium heat. When you fry them, you don't want to fry them for very long. Actually, it's just a few seconds. What you're looking to actually do is just to soften them, and you'll see just in maybe 3 seconds they'll actually soften. So right now I'm going to dip this corn tortilla in this hot oil. It'll start to sizzle. Now, that's actually long enough. That was maybe about 4 seconds. So from there, I dip it into the chili sauce and I kind of let it simmer. Then I immediately stick another corn tortilla in the hot oil. Coming back here, it's getting ready to soften up. I'm going to put it right here into this sauce on top of this other corn tortilla that is sitting here already. Then you slowly cover it. This is when you can turn the heat down, because otherwise it'll start to really bubble up like a little volcano, get your kitchen all messy, get you in trouble. Okay, I let them sit in here for about 30 seconds probably, depending on how much that I've actually cooked them. So here's the construction part of our enchiladas. This is part one. I've had my two quickly fried corn tortillas sitting here in this red chili sauce. Now I'm going to put them right on this plate, and immediately I am going to stick one more corn tortilla in, just because I like 3, but usually what we do them in stacks of 2. Of course, when I was growing up, we would eat 6, and then my mom would make us 6 more. But you know, I have to watch my weight, being a musician and all. Otherwise, people won't buy my music. Okay, this is the last tortilla. I've just quickly fried it in this hot corn oil. Come over here, cover it up. Make sure it's deep in that red chili so it can get soft. Now here's a construction of the enchiladas. It's going to start with just these 2 that have been I put on the plate. Now I'm going to put some grated cheese. We like to use Longhorn Colby. It just seems to give a nice flavor that's not too sharp. But you can use Mexican cheese, of course. Okay, so I put some cheese there. I'm going to put some scallions because I didn't have any onions chopped, but you can use onions or scallions, it really doesn't matter. Okay, so that's what it looks like. We have them here, our 2 enchiladas there, and I put a small layer of cheese and scallions or onions. Now I put the 3rd one on. I'm going to repeat that process, and normally you would do it with 2 at a time. I'm just doing 3. Okay, put some grated cheese right on top of there. Go back and put some scallions. How much cheese you want is really up to you, but we're not trying to make it like a nacho or something. We're really just trying to get that cheese flavor out there, and just enough cheese to give you the flavor. Now we like to serve them with some pinto beans, which I made earlier. Pinto beans, Spanish rice, absolutely my favorite food on earth probably. Okay, so we've got some Spanish rice, some fresh pinto beans. Now I'm going to put a little side salad over here, probably on both sides, just to give it some nice balance here. So I've got some that just like that. So now, as they say, stick a fork in it, it's done. That's how you make red chili enchiladas. Let's see if I can bring them close up to the camera here and show you what they look like. Yahooty! Okay, so that's red chili enchiladas made with New Mexico red chili powder. And if you miss any part of this, just watch it again, or else just zip me an email and I'll try to help you through it. Enjoy and bon appetit!